And Blake and Maria, thank you again very much for joining me with this conversation. First of all, congratulations. I'm so happy to number one, get to know you, but more important, to hear your story. I purposely did not want the girls telling me anything about your story because I wanted to hear it from you. So tell me a little about yourselves, a little background, about yourselves, and then just tell me how you met, and like just your experience going through the Iris dating app.
Sure. Well, I'm originally from Illinois, Chicago area. Moved to Florida about 15 years ago. Actually, yeah, it is 15 years ago now. And I had a couple relationships that weren't that great, and stayed single after my most recent relationship before Maria for quite some time. And then a lot of my friends and family, they were getting tired of me being single. So a friend of mine actually sent me the Iris app and said, hey, you need to try this out. So I did. But it led me to her. I mean, I can't complain at all. It worked perfectly.
Excellent. So what was your first experience going through the app? I mean, what were your feelings about it? And did you have any surprises along the way? Just kind of tell me a little bit more about that.
So with my experience on the app, I was actually very surprised at how it was formatted. 2 years ago, and I guess from what I hear, it's improved since then, which is awesome. But it was formatted in a way that I couldn't like put it down. I got onto it and I was just surprised because it works so flawlessly. And the first day that I downloaded it, I kind of played around with it, and then kind of went through all of my swipes because I decided to do the free one, which is fine. But I noticed, because it gave you a preview of kind of who was next back then. I don't know if it still does or not. And I saw her, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm getting back on. So I got back on. She was still there, thankfully, and I swiped, and it was an instant match. So I have no complaints on how the app worked. It did exactly what it was supposed to do.
That's great. And Maria, tell us a little bit about your perspective of how you got on the app. What made you decide to do it? What was different, or what did you like about it or not like about it? Just kind of give me some feedback, please.
Well, I was kind of on the same boat as he was. I'm from Colombia. I've been here for 16 years, and I've had a couple relationships, obviously not successful. And I've tried online dating before, but I hadn't for a long time, especially during COVID. That was kind of like a big no. And I decided to I just Googled it. I went on the Google Play. Is it Google Play?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Google Play. And then whatever had the highest ratings at the moment, which was Iris, and I downloaded it. I usually read the reviews, and it had good reviews. I noticed that people kept talking about the location algorithm was kind of off, but I really didn't pay much attention to that until I was in the app. I don't remember much, but I do remember that I had a lot of matches, or like the options that I was getting. They weren't, all of them or most of them weren't close by, which for me was one of the main things. I wanted someone close by. And according to him, I liked him first. I don't remember that. I still deny it.
But who cares? It all worked out, right?
Yeah, exactly. And well, the location, I mean, I think it's a good example how the location algorithm was kind of off, because we were in two completely different cities. We were like an hour and a half apart. And for me, that would have been like a big no from the beginning. But that was the only thing that was like off from like his profile and the description that he had for himself on his bio. So it worked out, honestly.
Well, the reason the location, this is what we say. I mean, we tried not to, but the app doesn't the location is not the primary concern for the app. And the reason is because the primary, I guess the primary task for the artificial intelligence software in the app is to find the true attraction between people, right? That's what they're looking for. So that takes precedence over everything else. So let's say somebody locally that you might be attracted to, let's just say on a scale of 1 to 10, your the attraction level is 6 or 7, but then you have somebody 2 hours further away, but if the attraction level is 9 or 10, the app is going to recommend the person that's further away, because that's the priority of the app. Yes, Andrew, honey. That's my son. Dad is with Daddy took Catherine to martial arts.
Oh, okay.
You want to come? This is my son. Come say hello to my friends. This is Andrew. Come say hi. My son Andrew. He looks like me. Now you can go. So that's kind of how the app works. And so and it has had many like amazing changes. You'd be surprised. Like we have like a persona now that comes and talks to you. It's really cool. So that's great. So let's talk about like at what point, like when you were first matched, what was it like? And at what point did you know, like when did you know, like, okay, this is the person, or wow, there's something really different about this person, and it's different about this match than than others?
So we actually took our time. We actually talked on the app for about 3 weeks. And then we ended up, well, no, it was like 2 weeks. And then we ended up moving it to like Facebook Messenger. We figured it was a lot easier because the notifications weren't as fast with the application, which is fine. But we made it a lot easier. And, roughly 3 weeks after we started first talking, we decided to actually meet up halfway between where I was living and where she was living, which worked flawlessly because we continued to do that for quite some time. And then that at that point, for me, it was after, I want to say like what was it, like the third or fourth week that we started dating when we went to the game?
Yeah, it was the third
So the third week that we started dating, I invited her out to spend a weekend with me in Miami. No expectations, just have some fun. We went to a Miami Marlins game. We, went to a bunch of nice restaurants and, just had a lot of fun. And right then I knew, I was like, this one is definitely it. And from then on, we decided to commute. We made a weekend vacation out of it because at that time I was only working 4 days a week, which made life easy because then I was able to spend Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday all day with her, and vice versa. And this is what it turned into.
And so what's the state of your relationship now?
So we're married. We've been married just over a year. We got married on April Fool's Day last year as
Nice.
a joke because nothing, the way that we look at things, nothing can be serious with us. We just have
We're
fun with
always
literally
fooling around.
everything. We joke around on a daily basis. We wake up and go to sleep laughing. It's like, it's different. And it's an experience that everyone needs to have.
That's
And then you haven't
amazing.
had it before.
That's great. And then at what point did you do you live together now? I would assume you live together now that you're married, right? Tell me like how that all did that. What was the decision-making process?
Well, with me, since I lived further away and I was commuting to and from a new job at that point, about an hour and 35, almost an hour and 40 minutes every single day, closer to her to work, we decided, well, let's just move in because everything fell into place so easily. This one was looking to buy a house while we were dating and ended up buying this amazing townhouse. So it made sense. So then my lease was coming up where I was living. So I was like, all right, well, then I'm not just, I was able to leave basically whenever at that point. So we decided to just move in together.
And we were already engaged.
Yeah,
so
we
it
were
was-
already engaged, so it made sense.
That's amazing. And tell me about your wedding. First of all, tell me how you proposed to her.
Well, I had this big elaborate plan that I was planning out for almost a month, actually. And we had taken a vacation to Chicago, and that was during the summer, I believe, for
Yeah.
my birthday,
For his birthday.
and
And to meet his family.
and to meet my family. So on our way back from Chicago, we had already planned a trip to go to Chicago for Thanksgiving. So just before that trip, we were talking about rings and everything. I was like, oh, hey, when we're up in Chicago for Thanksgiving, we're going to go to one of my buddy's places that owns a jewelry store. And I was like, I want you to check out some rings.
And to have my finger.
And to have the finger sized. So, she's like, all right, cool. Yeah, we'll do that. Well, right before her birthday, I had invited one of my really good friends, which is now one of her really good friends, and one of her good friends out to dinner. And I said, oh, let's go for a birthday dinner. And my friend is basically kind of like an amateur photographer. So I made her act like she was showing up a little bit late. And we were walking around like the boardwalk area of Fort Lauderdale Beach area. And I was like, oh, hey, there's something I want to show you. I saw it online. I thought it was really cool. I was like, come on, take a look. And my friend was hiding in the bush, basically, or behind the like a bench.
Yeah.
And she didn't see her. And I pointed out, because the thing I was talking about had all the zodiac signs on it, and it's imprinted in the ground, which is actually kind of cool. And I was trying to show her like the sign for her. So she had turned around and I had gotten down on one knee, and my friend was taking all the pictures and everything. And she turns around and all of a sudden, like, I'm there proposing.
Yeah,
and she went like this and everything. It was fun.
He told me, no, let me take a picture. He's like, no, I don't want to take a picture here. It's like, no, yeah, it's pretty cool. So, and then I'm looking down, like, which one should I stand on, my sign, your sign? Like, and then when I turn around, he was there.
Oh, that's so cute. Can I see? Let me see the ring. Let me see
I don't have it on because it got damaged during the honeymoon.
Okay, no problem.
She's not wearing her ring because we have another surprise as well.
Excellent. I like surprises. That's great. That's amazing.
We're expecting.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Excellent. Wow. I don't know. Maybe you would be our first Iris baby. I don't know. Maybe we should throw you a baby shower.
That would be cool.
Where in Florida are you?
We actually live like in a suburb of Fort Lauderdale.
Okay. Let me think about this. Let me see what we can do, because I think this is amazing. I really do. Congratulations, first and foremost. This is wonderful news. Oh my God, that's amazing. Well, I have two boys. I have one daughter and two boys. So yeah, boys are great. Are you excited?
Yeah. Oh, very. We just had the gender reveal this past Saturday.
Oh, that's so nice. Have you thought of names yet?
Yep.
Yes. Before we even get married.
The boy, well, if it was going to be a girl, it was going to be Sophia.
Oh, nice.
If it was going to be a boy, which it is, it's going to be Connor as a first name, James as the middle name.
Nice.
And then as abbreviated as CJ, it would be after my best friend and my dad.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. I'm so happy. This is wonderful. What a nice story. I love that. I love this job. Let me tell you, I love it. It's all happy people. They're talking about happy things. I mean, this is great. So for people who are out there who are like, what, I don't know about this, what would you tell to people, to your, friends or anybody else that is sort of, single or thinking about, like life, and, they're thinking about potentially like, how do they go about finding the one? What would you say? What would your advice be to them?
Me or her? Because mine was basically one and done.
We'll start with Maria. Let's start with Maria. Go ahead, honey.
It took me a little longer to realize that it was like, I've had so many bad experiences, and when it comes to online dating, like the expectations for me were like almost non-existent. Like I'm like I kept telling myself, well, if you don't try, you're not going to find someone. So you have to at least give it a try. And he was so great since day one that I was like, this is impossible. And like, because he's absolutely everything that I ever wanted. So I felt like I didn't have to lower my standards or anything. I was like, this is too much for me. Like, I don't deserve this. It didn't have to be this perfect. But he knew sooner than me, and he was patient. And that would be my advice, patience, because he was patient with me, and I was also being patient with the whole situation, because it had never worked out so great from meeting someone online. So it was kind of like, I know it sounds like a movie, but it was kind of like a dream. You always want
I
to
mean,
find
did
that
you
one
know that there is
person.
an AI software? There's like an artificial intelligence program in the app that kind of does all the like that is capable of predicting attraction. And did you know like
Mhm.
the program is looking for true attraction, because we believe there are three types of attraction. One being lust, the other one being attachment, and then the third one is true attraction. Did you know anything about that when we were using the app?
No, never.
I did a little bit. I read up on it because I was skeptical, um, to be honest, and that skepticism was proven very wrong.
Okay.
So yeah, I read up on it a little bit, knowing that it had the artificial intelligence to show those three things, and it did list a few other things when I did a little bit of the research. But like I said before, it worked flawlessly. Like I had no complaints. But I mean, if it were me, kind of like what she said, I'm going to add to it is need to be patient, and you need to show restraint in a sense, so you can actually get to know the individual that you are approaching in a sense. Like, for her, we had several talks about this even after it happened. But when we were going to Miami, she was hesitant because she's like, oh, this guy's just going to bring me here just to kind of sleep with me. No, it wasn't about that at all.
And he made it very clear,
It
and
literally was not about that at all.
it was never about it.
And, we basically went, had some fun, like I said, and continued on with the relationship. And if somebody were to ask, okay, how did you do it? Well, I learned patience. She taught me patience with everything. I just wanted to have so much fun and go, 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 and just go do everything I could. But obviously, we were always busy during the week and it couldn't make it happen that way. And yeah, patience is the biggest thing, and show a bit of restraint to, appreciate what you have in front of you.
That's
And
amazing.
even and
Go
if
ahead,
I'm
Maria.
sorry. And even though I mentioned that about the distance being an issue, I think for us was actually a good thing, because since we only saw each other during the weekend, we were able to do things like our personal things separately during the week. And then by the time the weekend came, we were completely free to spend time with each other, get to know each other, have fun, do different things. And then going back to each individual houses, eventually we were able to miss each other, even though we weren't like that far away. It was only like an hour and a half drive, but it was hard to do during the week. So I think that also kind of helped us to like each other better and build the
So
relationship.
basically, what I think that the I guess lesson learned, or would be that even for those people who have a distance between them, there's hope for like there's light at the end of the tunnel, because a lot of
Absolutely.
times
Definitely.
people think, oh, it's too far, it's not going to work out. But the truth is, you never know,
I
maybe
was
this.
one of those. I was one of those people. I was like, no, it's too far. Like, I'm not gonna make it, or like I'm gonna get tired. And no, but
We
I
made it
think
work.
also with the right person, and like you said, like with patience, we both worked hard to be patient and do make it work technically when we were separate and when we were together. So it
That's
takes a little
amazing.
work, but it was worth it. Absolutely.
And so when did you do the wedding? What was it, in the US? Was it in Chicago, or Colombia? Where was it?
So we had funny story behind this. Um, we were struggling to find a location because I think a lot of the places thought we were joking about having the wedding on April Fool's since it landed on a Friday last year. And I last minute was kind of talking to her about, she's like, well, why don't we have it at one of our favorite restaurants? And luckily they had a big enough room to handle it. And so I made a couple phone calls and was able to get the room reserved. And we had the wedding, like we had the ceremony, we had the reception, we had everything all in the same spot.
Nice.
And so we actually had it at a place called Cooper's Hawk. You ever heard of it?
No.
Okay, so Cooper's Hawk, it's originally from Chicago, but they have expanded around the country. And Florida is one of the big states that has a bunch of locations now. So luckily, they were able to kind of help us out. And really, her only responsibility during that part of it was just to show up.
He took care of everything.
I
'cause
handled
My
everything
kind of
before.
girl. See, when I was getting married, my biggest responsibility was the dress, to pick the dress. Everything else, my then soon-to-be husband and his mom took care of everything.
No, it was just me. It wasn't
was
even my
just-
mom. The only thing
I tried, but I was getting frustrated because I work from home, so I try to make some phone calls during work so he wouldn't have to worry about it. But I think like it was like 2 months to the day, I was like, I can't find anything. I started crying. I was starting freaking out. I don't know where to find a person to do my hair. I don't know where to find a place to do our flower arrangements. Like, I don't know anything. And she's like, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. And
That's
he did.
amazing.
And that's how it's been. Like, I can't plan anything. That's not one of my skills at all.
See, my mom, I grew up, my family used to host big parties all the time. Like big parties. I'm talking anywhere between 50 to 150 people at any given time. And so like I grew up seeing that, so I kind of knew a thing or two about it. So the only responsibility, like I said, she had was to show up. The only responsibility my mom had, which she offered, was to make the cake. And that's all
Aw.
she did. And everything
amazing.
else I handled. I handled the drinks, the food, the appetizers, the beginning of the ceremony, the way that the room was laid out, like all of it. So
And it was perfect.
Oh, that's so sweet. And you guys have some videos and pictures and stuff. Have you shared those pictures with us yet?
Yeah, I think
yeah,
so.
she
sent a
sent them
couple.
in. We sent a few
To
pictures.
Sarah, right? I think you may have sent it to
Yeah.
Sarah or Sironush. Well, when are you due? When is the baby due?
September
Oh, when September?
17.
Oh, so I am born September 13th. My oldest son is
Oh.
born on September 5th. So the baby will be a Virgo.
Virgo, yeah.
Yeah.
And
And I'm so excited for you. This is
Virgos.
this is really amazing. Let's keep in touch. Let's stay in touch. I really definitely want to do something special for you guys. I'm so happy. This is such a wonderful story. Thank you for sharing it with us.
Of course.
Absolutely.
And with your permission, we would like to post it on our website and just like let people know this is what you could have. This is a happy ending. And I'm just like I said, I'm delighted to get to know you. And congratulations again on many
Thank
fronts.
you.
And thank you again. It was very nice to meet you both.
Likewise.
Absolutely. Thank you. Likewise.
And we'll stay in touch, okay?
All right.
We'll stay in
Absolutely. Talk
touch.
soon.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you.
Bye, Maria. Bye,
Bye.
Blake. Thank you so
Bye.
much. Bye.